In the energy quadrant today, taking a look at the WTI crude oil for the month of March expiration, which started out positive but seems to now be working on an inside range day. On the high today, 75.25, we were up 2/3%, but on the low, 73.41, we were down 1.81%. And while we didn't finish on the lows, we still finished down almost 0.9% as we got to the later part of the day. So now, other than the breakout between September 1st and October 27th, crude oil still remains in that same $17 or 25% range that it has been in for over a year, going all the way back to November 17th of 2022. But in the short term, it might be building a base to move toward the higher end of this channel. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Now, shipping costs are an interesting factor in crude oil price right now. Now, while crude oil remains in the range we just talked about, shipping costs are in a small uptrend. And as more ships get rerouted to avoid Middle East tension, shipping costs are starting to trend higher in the oil patch, which could mean oil prices trend lower in order to offset the higher price of shipping. Crude oil is priced with something called actual price plus pipe, and plus pipe represents shipping. So as that cost goes higher, the price of crude oil tends to be discounted so that the overall cost stands the same. But if that doesn't actually happen, it could also mean higher prices at the pump and a wider crack spread as well. So keep an eye on that. Another factor, U.S. production, which is producing more heavy crude oil than ever before, reaching a level of 2.58 million barrels a day toward the end of last July. And crude oil, heavy crude oil costs more to transport because it transports more slowly through pipelines and needs more refining to get to usable distillates. So it also is less desirable, but still very useful and could have an effect on price if this were the trend. Less light sweet crude oil and more heavy crude oil coming out of the U.S., which in the past has always been dominated by the light version.